Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Now, Bayern have just beaten Eintracht Frankfurt. Yes, our boogie team in the Bundesliga. I hate playing these guys, I hate it. And even that game was a pain. But we scored 5 goals and somehow conceded 2 of the same exact goals. I'm going to talk about everything, but I can't wait to talk about this. I can't wait to do these match ratings. But this game was all over the place. I felt like, oh yeah, we dominated. The first half was our half. We won that. And I was like, second half, Lewandowski scores 45 seconds in, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to smash them up like 6-0 or something. What happens? What happens? We have to make it hard on ourselves. We literally concede 2 goals in like 4 seconds. It's so annoying. The way we conceded those 2 goals, I can't forgive it. It was just poor defending. Boateng lost his man in the box. Very poor heading defensively. It just wasn't there. And although we scored 5 goals, right? I still felt like the way we attacked, we still look a bit off the pace, right? We scored 5 goals. You would think I'm like extremely ecstatic, but I don't know. The 5 goals we scored were very, very. Lewandowski and Müller didn't click again. They're not clicking, really. They're not clicking yet. Lewa is not scoring more because he's not getting the chances. Maybe that's because the chances are falling under Goretzka and different players. But we didn't play like attackingly, like perfect, like we usually do. We didn't have the perfect timing with passing and everything. So this game was fantastic. It was great. But there was just a little thing that I think Hansi Flick would definitely get right for Dortmund. And speaking on Hansi Flick, I'll talk about this later on. What's happening with these substitutions? Why isn't he actually doing substitutions? We have 5 subs for a reason. We have a game in the next 3 days. The players are obviously back in training and they're professionals. Their bodies can handle it. But you would think in his head, he'd probably go ahead and take Kimmich off, which he did way too damn late. It was like the 86th minute, which Cousins gets 4 minutes. That's not something. That's not a rest. That's just giving someone pity minute. So Hansi Flick didn't do the whole substitutions thing well. And you know what? I'm so glad we finally beat Frankfurt. 5-1 they beat us at the beginning of the season. First of all, let me tell you why I hate Eintracht Frankfurt. The year before Niko Kovac came here, right? They beat us in the or a few months before, they beat us in the DFB Pokal, right? They smashed us up, won the DFB Pokal. We signed their manager because of that. Niko Kovac came to us, right? He built something at Frankfurt. So then he comes to us, right? And Niko Kovac, the day before, actually the 2 days, I remember, 2 days, he said that Frankfurt fans were better. Frankfurt had better fans than we did. Nice. So we get smashed up 5-1 by Frankfurt. So they gave us the manager, then sacked him. What a freaking bunch of... So now I'm so happy that they're getting relegated. I can't wait for Frankfurt. They can honestly go to hell. I don't like Frankfurt. So I'm so happy that we smashed them. I'm still not satisfied. I still wanted us to keep a clean sheet. That defending today, you know what? Defensively, we weren't good. And my question is, right, I'll do the match ratings. Boateng is playing games. A lot of people are like, oh, let's keep Boateng, Javi Martinez. But Chris Richards is 21 years old soon. He has not been given a single minute of actual Bayern football in a professional game. The kid looks extremely good. Why is surely Chris Richards cannot be as worse as Boateng, right? We're keeping a player that has no future here, Jerome Boateng. He has a year left in his contract when we could let him go for maybe 5-10 million this summer. Let him go. Just go live his life, go to China or something, and make his 500k a week and be their best defender in the Chinese league. We're keeping that guy when we have Chris Richards, Lars Lucas Mai, right? I don't know what I don't know what Flick is thinking, right? Either these young players that we keep talking about are just terrible players, or there's just something going on. But Boateng was poor today, right? He was poor. The heading, the corner, it was his fault. And the second goal that they scored, it was just this little moment where Alaba is tracking his runner, right? And he gets the runner to make a terrible shot, which is good defending from Alaba. But then Boateng's running right next to him. That's stupid. And Lucas Hernandez, I would rather have Lucas play, even though it's 2 left-footed defenders, play in that team with Alaba. I would rather have that than Boateng, because just atrocious today. And the same thing happened against Dortmund last season, where Boateng was crap. Niklas Süle came on and absolutely became our best centre-back from that moment on. So let me do the match ratings now, because that's what everyone's waiting for. But Neuer, for me, Manuel Neuer is definitely getting an 8. Right, halftime I gave Neuer a 7 out of 10. He's getting an 8. What Neuer, even though he conceded 2 goals, that's not the thing. He kept us in the game when it was 4-2, making a brilliant save. But what I'm more impressed by was, because Alaba and Boateng, it looks like they've never met each other, for first of all, right? They were constantly letting the balls in behind. It was happening a lot. And Neuer kept coming off his line so well. And he kept chesting it. And it was just amazing. His passing was on point again. And last week I could have said maybe he was a bit sloppy at times. But again, he was on point. I mean, there was one pass this guy made. The ball was literally in front of the Frankfurt player. If he touches that, it's one touch and puts it in the net because Neuer was out. And Neuer makes it, it looks so terrible. Like Goretzka then did well with it. But Neuer, for me, gets an 8 because he played well. And he's doing what Neuer does. And that's keep the team. He just has this attitude about him, this arrogance. I love it, but I hate it. I love it, though. I hate it. I love it. It's that relationship. Pavard, for me, played well. Out of our defense, Pavard and Davies played well. For me, Benjamin Pavard gets a 7, right? Obviously, Pavard's not going to get... A lot of people are like, Pavard's going to start scoring or getting 5 billion assists, right? He didn't get involved as much in the attack as he did last time, right? Because he got more space in the last game. But Pavard did well. He had a few crucial interceptions. I can't give him a 7 because that second goal was him and Lewandowski not sticking tight to their players. Like, Pavard was literally... These guys might as well just started doing the meow, meow, meow because they were freaking defending like puss. I won't say the rest. But they were defending like P-U-S-S-Y, you know the rest, right? Pavard and Lewandowski in that second goal. So I'll give him a 7 for that. Boateng a 6. Poor again. Like someone was telling me, oh, Boateng played well because he made one recovery and got in front of a player that probably has 50 pace on FIFA. He probably has 50 pace on FIFA. Just not it, man. Alaba for me is going to get a 7. Him and Pavard are in that same category, right? You concede 2 goals. No one's getting a... Like, I can't give Alaba as an 8. I can't give any of our defenders, apart from Davies, who I'm actually just going to do now, a 10. I'm sorry. ALPHONSO DAVIES was flawless today, right? He was flawless. No, I'll give Davies a 9.5, obviously. Yeah, you know what? I'm giving Davies a 10. I will give Alphonso a 10. Why? Because he was flawless. The guy has this engine in him where I was like, take him off. Bring on Lucas at left back. Take Davies off because the guy, he had a few times in the first half where he fell down or he got tackled, and I was like, he got injured. I was so concerned because if we get an injury to Davies, we are fudged because then that would mean that obviously Lucas would come in and we can't trust Lucas to stay fit, and Alaba would go back to left back, but we would lose our actual rhythm. Davies is too crucial to the Hansi Flick system. So for me, 1 assist, 1 goal. What a freaking player Davies is. What a freaking guy. This is the best left back in the world we're talking about here. 1 goal, 1 assist for a left back. And it's not like, I was talking about this at the end of the match. It's not like Davies gets these assists where it's just, he gets 1 billion crosses in and then one of them becomes an assist. He gets like 3 crosses in per game and one of them is an assist. His conversion rate for crosses is amazing. And he does these amazing dribbles where he just alleviates pressure. This guy was saucy. Kimmich and Goretzka are going to get a 9 for me because, look, they didn't get hat tricks, right? But they controlled the midfield. There was a moment, like my criticism of Kimmich, he does this thing with his body. It's like these players are watching these videos. Kimmich does this thing with his body where he knows he's going to get turned. Instead of just bodying the player or something, he does this thing where he already turns. And it's like he literally skins himself for the defender, right? And he didn't do it once today. But him and Goretzka there was a moment where Goretzka won the ball, Kimmich would lose it, and then Goretzka won it, Kimmich would win it, and Goretzka wins it, and then it was just such a ricochet. I think that was when Frankfurt got it clear, and then Kostic came forward and actually almost scored and hit the post. But that composure in the midfield from both of them was amazing. Goretzka, Leonardo da Vinci Goretzka, Kimichinho, the German Xavi. They controlled the tempo, man. You might as well just call them Celsius and Fahrenheit because they were a partnership. Temperature. They absolutely had that game ice cold, ice hot, ice cold, ice hot, ice cold, ice hot. And it was just amazing. The way they were moving the ball. Goretzka too. Kimmich moving the ball. And you know what? Kimmich showed to me that, okay, he can be a lone DM because the interceptions he put in. For me, like, Davies should be the golden ball. He should even be in the conversation for Ballon d'Or because this year he's been amazing. But the way Kimmich and Goretzka were bouncing the ball off each other, and Kimmich would move forward, Kimmich would play in an advanced 8. it was amazing to watch. And I'm thinking, when Thiago comes back, I think Kimmich, Lone DM, Goretzka, and Thiago as 2 number 8. Because what's that? Goretzka would definitely have more license to go score goals and get in the box like he did today. He did get in the box and get a few opportunities. And it would also allow Kimmich to do what he does best. And Kimmich, for me, actually showed me he can be mature. And you know what? Kimmich is another player. Him, Pavard, have been playing every single game. And I think the break has definitely helped them. Because you're a professional, obviously you're going to want to play. But at the same time, you want to rest. So definitely, Kimmich and Thiago are going to get 9s for me, man. They were superb today. They moved that midfield. Goretzka with that brilliant goal. Kimmich didn't get an assist or whatever, but he defensively, this guy was flawless. He did what I wanted him to do. I think we should play a 4-3-3. Muller, for me, a lot of people are giving Muller man of the match, and I get it, right? He scored a goal and got an assist, but his first touch was off. Man, I felt like this guy was Romelu Lukaku, the German Lukaku, wearing number 25 and faking his name to be Muller. His first touch was off, even for the Davies goal. Lewandowski would probably just touch it in front of himself and tuck it in, or even take that first time. Muller does a stupid touch where the ball ricochets. That could easily, if the goalkeeper came out, he could just punch that away or just get on that ball. Muller's touch was off. His passing was a bit off, right? His crossing. Muller's known for just that, but his first touch was off today. I mean, he doesn't have the most sexiest first touch, but usually his first touch works. Usually he gets in the spaces, but for me, Lewandowski was good today. What do you mean Lewandowski did a poor touch? His touch was amazing. Lewa, for me, I'll go to Lewa in a second, but Muller definitely is getting an 8 out of 10 for me. Coman, Perisic, Coman rescued himself. He gets an average 5. Yeah, actually a 4. I'm going to be honest. Let's give him a 5, guys. A 5 is still extremely poor for a player who is touted to be great like Coman. He was poor today. I'm going to be honest. Perisic at 2. I don't know what he did on the pitch. You know what? It got so weird that I thought the Muller assist for the Goretzka goal was Perisic. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. Perisic was poor. Every single thing Perisic did not work. The touching, the dribbling, he was so off. There was a moment this guy wanted to keep the ball in and bounce it off the player, and he couldn't even do that. He somehow backheeled the ball and it just went out anyways. Perisic was abysmal today, and it gets me to question this. Why should we keep Ivan Perisic when we have Oliver Batista? Surely Oliver Batista Mai can play and not be as bad as Perisic today. Why do we want experience on the bench when we have Muller, Lewandowski, Kimmich, who's also experienced, Goretzka's experienced in a way, Neuer's experienced, Alaba's experienced, for God's sake, even Boateng's experienced. Why are we keeping Perisic for experience on the bench when we have these players in the first team that are experienced and we need to give our young players experience, some game time? I'm so confused. It's very conflicting. I thought Batista, he's a winger. For me, Perisic was abysmal today. Absolutely crap. Lewandowski, look, for his standards, Lewa gets a 6.5. I know he scored, but he hit the bar, and Lewa's rusty. I know you just said that for Perisic, and I read it. Lewandowski's rusty. I know, it's crazy because he scored a goal, but Lewandowski knows he should have done better. He got like a few of the touches wrong, right? I know he did. There was a Davies thing where he sent it through. Usually Lewa just gets that so easily controlled. He was a bit off today, and I know it's still rusty. Hopefully against Dortmund it's different. You can leave a dislike on the video if you don't agree with that. But for me, I feel like Lewandowski has a level where only he can reach. Like, only Lewandowski can perform to his level. Like, a 6 for Lewandowski is like an 8 for Harry Kane. Because that's the level Kane's at compared to Lewandowski. Kane is a level below. If Lewandowski gets a 7, it's a 9 for someone else. Because, like, that would mean that person got a goal and it was... You know what I mean? Like, his level is so much higher that if he gets... Like, he was poor today on his standards. He scored a goal, but he was poor. And that's not a criticism of Lewandowski. That's actually something that he knows. I bet you can tell he was frustrated by himself today. He did frustrate himself. Like, maybe he got pushed over his back. They tried to give Lewandowski a concussion. God, Muller must be using some German magic, black magic, to get these... Because he was getting pushed on his back today for so long, but... He scored his goal, and 27 goals this season in the Bundesliga. We need him to do more, though. He can't just score that. But Hansi Flick, we played perfect today. I'll give Hansi Flick a 6. The goals we conceded were zonal, so that could be a coaching. But I'm giving Flick a 6 because you have 5 substitutions, Hansi. You have players that are obviously professional; their bodies can take it. But why are we not doing substitutions earlier on? Why are we keeping these players on the pitch? We're 4-2 up, Hansi Flick. There's no way we can just concede 2 goals out of no. I mean, we did, but there's no way. We're 5-3. It's the 75th minute. Take some players off. I did think Kimmich was good in midfield now. He played extremely well today. And it was a tough battle, and I think he did play well today. Like, we'll see over time, but I hope today is a chance for Kimmich to realize this is how I should play in midfield. And you know what? Lucas is better than Bo. I hope he plays against Dortmund. The thing is, I don't think Hansi Flick is going to start 3 left-footed defenders. It's not going to happen. I think Boateng is going to start, and that's the problem. And I don't know why we keep giving Boateng chances. But for me, I'm giving Hansi Flick a 6 because he didn't do, like, you have 6 or 5 substitutions. You should probably think about that. So, you know what? It's not even a problem because we won the game. But I still wanted to see Zagzi given more minutes. Giving these guys 4 minutes is not going to help with their development. By the way, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, everyone. We have 27 people watching because I don't know. I can't tell how many people are watching. I have to refresh it every time. How Pavard 7 and Lewa 6? Because Pavard played well today. Defensively, I mean, he did do the normal Pavard fouls, but Richard should be on the bench. And Lucas Mai, surely he can't be worse than Boateng. That's my logic. And for me, look, a lot of people, let's go off. By the way, let's go through the match rating. Neuer an 8, he played well. Pavard played decent and definitely played above, his. I usually gave Pavard 6s, and he deserved them. And there's no one that can sit here and tell me Pavard was brilliant before this, because even when Pavard would get an assist, I was like, this guy gets skinned a lot, right? Against Chelsea, these games, getting skinned all the time. They always attack his side for some reason, right? And he did do pretty poor in the corners, Pavard. Him and Lewandowski should have definitely been tighter. But I can't blame him because we're doing zonal marking for these corners. And I didn't realize it. Why do we zonal mark corners? We just put the tallest player against the tallest. But then again, Boateng lost a header, even though it was someone, again, Boateng 6'4", and he's losing a header, jumping like a little cat. Like a little freaking PUSS, you know the rest. He was such a little, so that's why I'm giving these players the ratings. We should give Leipzig Boateng and money for Ubin. They're not gonna. Leipzig are a team that actually do good business. They're not Dortmund. They won't do that. A pity when Hansi have 5 subs. Yeah, exactly. I want him to just put these guys on. Hansi Flick. That's why I gave Flick a 6. We won the game 5-2, and yes, we're playing brilliant football. We're not Niko Kovac again. But I want him to use the substitutions he has, right? Because I know Hansi Flick is a freaking brilliant manager. He's shown it. I mean, the players around, like even players that aren't playing, like Coutinho. Coutinho's like, I like Hansi Flick. He must just have this incredible thing about him. Hansi Flick is like a Jurgen Klopp, where he's a manager and a coach, right? So he's shown that he can definitely get this team playing a different brand of football that works with every player in it. But definitely, Davies is man of the match, by the way, for anyone joining late. He's going to obviously be, like every single day, he's going to be the man of the match. Just give him that star there. But for me, the way he moved the game was superb. And you know what? Davies builds his own chances. That's what I mean. I think Lucas should play a next game to have the pace versus Haaland or Sancho. We don't need pace. we got ALPHONSO DAVIES. But I get what you mean though. I don't think Hansi's gonna play Lucas because Lucas Hernandez is what, 5? He's 6 foot tall. So you think Haaland's 6'4". He's gonna play Boateng because of that battle. And I think we will keep Haaland quiet because he doesn't really normally score in these big games. Sula is still injured. He is, and that's our big guy that we can rely on. And I keep forgetting Niklas Süle plays for us. Yeah, Hansi Flick does have that father figure, like a Jurgen Klopp. Like players that Klopp doesn't even play, they're like, I love Jurgen Klopp. I'm like, he doesn't play you, bro. You don't need to suck his pee-pee. Like, but they love Klopp because he's a manager and a freaking father to them. So that's basically what the situation is. And we can't play Boateng anymore. See, that's what I mean though. It's like people are like, oh, we don't want to buy Upamecano. We don't want Upamecano. I'm like, first of all, then who would you rather have? Boateng keep continuing to be crap? I would rather have Boateng and Alaba play that game. And Upamecano, Upamecano and Alaba play that game than Boateng, who's 31, no future, or Chris Richards. I would rather have Chris Richards making mistakes because at least in my heart I know, oh, this guy, This guy hasn't played in a World Cup final or anything and won it, right? But Boateng is crap and experienced and old and has no future and has a year left in his contract. Sell the guy, give him a little standing ovation with the no fans in the stadium and move on. Cannot wait till Sula's fully fit. And people want to criticize Sula too. Like, you'd rather have Boateng then. Zula's back in. He got. I did make a video on this. We made a news video on this. He got his injury. He got set back, so his recovery definitely got slowed down. So yeah, I really want to know, what were your thoughts on Boateng, Perisic? These are players that are 31, both 31, about to turn 32. Perisic's birthday next year, right? So he has a few months left. He's gonna be 32. I'm thinking to myself, you spend 10 million on Perisic. Who does that help? Because we already have the experience on the pitch. We definitely have players that know what they're doing, right? We're not Leipzig, who definitely need experience with a young squad. We are Bayern Munich. Every single player in that team has won a title. Pavard has won a Oh no, he wasn't here last season. Pavard has won a World Cup. Coman's won a bunch of Bundesligas. Neuer's won the World Cup, Champions League, Bundesliga. He's done it. DFB, he's done all of it. Same with Boateng, same with Müller. Lewandowski has won a lot of trophies. We don't need experience. We're not Dortmund, who need someone who can come in and help them win. We don't need Perisic. We need our young players, Baptiste Mai, Leon Dejaku, given chances and opportunities to play, which is why I'm so frustrated with Flick today, because it's 5 substitutions. God damn it, the DFB gave us 5 substitutions, DFL, and we still don't want to use it? Oh my goodness. Someone explain that to me, man. I'd rather buy Willian than keep Perisic, even though I don't want both. Keeping Perisic legit is like, you know what it is? It's like, okay, right? It's like you've been with this girl, right? It's like keeping an ex, right? You've been with this girl and you take a break. You basically break up with her. And then she's moved on, right? She's moved on. And being with Perisic was like still continuing to want that ex when that ex has moved on. That her age has moved on. Perisic's age has moved on from actual football, right? And then you got this new girl, Leon Dejaku, Baptiste Mai, this sexy new girl. And she wants you. She loves you. She genuinely wants you. She's into you. And you don't want her because you want to keep Perisic. It's the same situation. If we get rid of Perisic, we can have this sexy new girl. If we forget that Perisic, okay, our ex-girlfriend, right? She's gone. 1 loan. She's gone 1 year. Now we can have this sexy new girl who's ready to mingle. She's definitely single. And you're ready to go. It's just like that. We don't need wingers anymore. If Leroy will come. Exactly. And Fonzie's not a winger. Just take that out. But Sané, Kingsley Coman, Gnabry. Also with the youngsters we have. Also with Müller, who can play out wide. We do need Perisic won't complain about game time, but so at this point, Baptiste Mai wouldn't. I don't know. Most of our wingers are injury prone. They are. Even Sané, we don't know for sure he'll stay fit for an entire season. Willian is the most inconsistent player I've ever seen. Then Frankfurt, they did destroy us. Dang, I didn't update the table, but let me show you the Bundesliga table from last week, actually. I'll show you the live table from last week, and then you'll tell me what that table was. Okay, we've definitely just messed up there. I'll show you the live table from last week. Why is it? I'm sorry, it's black. It's black. It's fine. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So here was the live table. Where's the live table? Live table. Okay, I deleted the live table. I think trust is a problem. Trust? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Yeah, they do need to trust these young players. That's right, if that's what you mean. We need to trust our youngsters because Philipp Lahm had a bit of trust. If you're not going to trust them to at least give them a little bit of minutes, then loan the freaking weirdos out. Loan them out and see what they're about. Because you can't have them in the... See, my thing with Bayern 2 is... or our second team is basically like these players know each other. They know that I'm already at Bayern Munich, even though they're not playing for the first team. They still have to work hard, but they already know that they're at Bayern Munich. If you send them out to Hamburg or Hanover, Like these teams that are like, oh, actual tough environments where they have to fight for their spot, they'll know that, damn, I'm privileged to Bayern and I need to work even harder, which is why I think Adrian Fein will succeed here next season. And that's why I think we'll have a 4-3-3, Kimmich, Thiago, Goretzka. Oh, we will. We have a midfield surplus problem. Imagine Bayern having too much depth. That's how crazy we are right now. I think Hansi doesn't trust the kids, and that's the thing with about Klopp. He trusts the kids. Klopp doesn't trust kids either. Yeah, I mean, Hansi does trust the kids. I think he's just too hard to just drop Perisic and put. I mean, to Perisic that would look weird. I don't know. It might be a thing where Bayern's not trying to. We don't want to buy any other player other than Perisic, so we'll just keep playing them. But I want to see our youngsters get chances. It's not helping them to know that, oh, Perisic, 31, 32 soon, is playing over me when he's not playing good on the pitch at all. I'm sure our youngsters would have done better in that game than some of the older players like Perisic, right? Sometimes learning from star players is better than game time. And Perisic is not a star player though, right? And the thing is, you can learn all you want if you don't actually get to apply it on the pitch, or even in life. If you're trying to run a business, you can't just take courses on business. You have to actually do it. In fact, there's more learning in doing and actually applying it on the pitch or applying it in the business than there is in actually taking classes about the business. There's people who learn all the time. All their life is spent on learning. But if you don't actually apply it, it doesn't mean anything because you just wasted your time, which is why school might be so useless. Maybe the reason why Flick might not just trust youngsters, but I think he does because he's given Zugzi a game. Zugzi away from home to Hoffenheim, starting him was amazing. And I just think that he needs to trust him more. Oh, you're right. Klopp trusts his kids. I'm talking about Liverpool. It's the first 11 every single week. He gives them games in the FA Cup. That's because he doesn't give a crap about English cups. You think Bayern Munich told Perisic to play bad so they can get a lower price? Shut up. I'm sorry, David, but we're not that club. We're a club that wants to win, right? Perisic playing bad does not help us. It actually makes our game a bit worse. What if What if him playing bad means that someone has to try harder and gets injured because of him playing bad? We're not that club. We don't make players play bad or ask them to play bad or to miss touches. He's playing bad because why do you think Inter got rid of him and we just loaned him out? Maybe extend Perisic loan for one more season. That would probably make more sense than buying him permanently, because then you'd have to let him go. You'd have to give him a 4-year contract or a 2-year contract. You'd have to leave for free and you'd have to lose money. Havertz is playing decent on striker. Yeah, false 9. Kai Havertz wouldn't be bad at Bayern. It's just a matter of, do we want him here now? I think he's going to be an option for next season and onwards. And at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, Hansi Flick has been linked to Upamecano. I think Hansi Flick does want Upamecano, because why would Bild come out? We weren't linked to Upamecano before Hansi Flick was touted to get the full-time job, right? We weren't linked to him as much in January. But then this summer, or when Hansi Flick got the job, right? All of a sudden, a few weeks, we're starting to hear these stories start adding up. Upamecano, this, Dest, Sergino Dest, right? I think Hansi Flick wants Upamecano, and I think he wants him to fulfill, he wants to play a certain structure. We started getting linked to some actual, and it's and then the Sane thing. When Hansi got the job, I think we weren't hearing about Sane as much as Sane to Bayern again. We didn't hear it, even in January. It was Bayern won't consider Sane this January, only next summer. And then there was a source coming out saying Hansi Flick gives Bayern Munich green light to sign Sane. And then we hear it. So Hansi Flick definitely has a system he wants to play. And I think that's what's going on. They're at the biggest stage of football. They know they're expected to play well. Exactly. They're playing with world-class players, role models, which they would impress the team, which would step to. And Hansi knows how good Upa is. Exactly. If, we've only been linked to Upamecano and got close to signing him. I believe we probably agreed with him. And I don't know. I heard Timo deal with Liverpool is done. Liverpool don't have money. There was so many sources coming out saying Liverpool got so affected with this financial crisis because Liverpool don't make as much money as us. they're not their rich club, right? They're also owned by Americans who also want to make a profit. I mean, they do very good business, but Liverpool don't spend as much money as other Premier League teams. Man United have spent more money than Liverpool, and in in similar positions. So, and they're not even in the same, you know, places on the table. Liverpool are just not that spending team. I don't see them buying Werner this summer. I think Werner's going to stay Leipzig for an extra year and leave next year on with a 50. I think he might even sign a new contract and get an 80 million release clause. And that would make sense because Werner would give Leipzig something. He is the greatest striker ever, so. But yeah, I think we're ending the video here. Thank you everyone so much for watching, right? United has I mean, Bayern's in a great financial position. I mean, you think about it. This game needed a Leroy Sané. We wouldn't, I mean, come on. Perisic, crap. If we had Sané, we would probably perform better with the same game. But yeah, that's just my opinion. And obviously your opinions as well. Leave a like on the video. Let's get to 460 subscribers. Don't all unsubscribe, but yeah, we're constantly growing on the channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for watching. Mia-san Mia, and peace. Great game from Davies, the Canadian wonder kid. Anyone notice how I celebrated Davies' goal more than anything? It's because he's black.